Magandang araw, mga fellow gun enthusiasts. Maraming salamat sa panonood ng ating Christmas episode ng Philippine Ricochet Line. Sa araw na ito, gusto ko lang magpasalamat sa ating lahat and talk about a specific topic na pumasok sa isip ko dahil nga sa mga recent events sa gun laws across the world, specifically yung yan nga, yung mga nangyari sa atin sa Technical Working Group hearing na na-veto yung bill natin. Pero kita rin natin yung nangyayari ngayon sa Australia kung paano na-reduce yung gun privileges nila doon. I want to say right now that despite the fact na na-veto yung SB 2895 and House Bill 11539, there are reasons for us to be thankful because I think that we really won a perfect defensive victory there. You might ask, Charles, what are you talking about? Hindi ba nalulungkot tayo dahil nga doon sa nangyari na pagkakavito ng bill? And, the answer to that is yes. Actually, ako frustrated din ako. The Technical Working Group hearings actually resulted in really great things despite the fact na hindi na pasa yung bill na yon, And because of these great things, and I will go through them one by one, I think that we still succeeded in many things. Hindi natin na-accomplish yung primary objective natin, which is to get that bill signed by the President. Got vetoed instead. Pero dahil nga doon sa effort natin at doon sa mga ginawa natin, marami tayong na-accomplish na magaganda. So in order for us to understand kung ano ba talaga yung mga bagay na yon, yung mga magaganda, we have to talk about this in a simplified way, okay? To simplify things. Let's talk about it in terms of the offensive and the defensive, okay? Our offensive, our defensive. So sa ating offensive, ang goal natin, okay, maipasa natin yung bills to make them become law. Ang mission natin in this regard, to expand our gun privileges, okay, is to get that law passed that will improve and expand our existing gun privileges. We are doing this para yung privileges natin ay dumami at lumaki at hindi mabawasan. Gusto rin natin syempre, guys, nasa mga privileges na yon, mabawasan yung gastos at red tape. Kasi as you know, guys, if you're a gun owner here in the Philippines, there are so many. Ang daming mga red tape, mga fees, mga kailangan bayaran na requirements para magkaroon ka ng license at registration for firearms. So, it is important to note that meron tayong anti-red tape law dito sa Philippines, which doesn't seem to apply to RA 10591's IRR. So, kailangan talaga magsikap din tayo na mabawasan yon kasi sobrang hassle talaga. And the more red tape and the more gastos sa firearms licensing at registration, mas dadami yung loose firearms. Ang theory of victory natin, guys, dito sa sa offensive game plan natin, yung Senate Bill 2895 at House Bill 11539 ay dapat maging batas. Hindi nangyari yon. Na-veto siya ni PBBM. Alam na natin kung ano yung dahilan ng pagkaka-veto na yon based sa ating previous episode. I-check nyo na lang yon kung gusto nyong malaman. Pero anyway, na-veto siya. However, this is where we now begin to talk about our defensive game plan. And this is where I think we scored a perfect defensive win. Now, sa ating defensive game plan, ang mission natin is i-prevent na mabawasan, makaltasan, or madagdagan na naman ng pahirap yung RA 10591. That is our mission. To preserve yung yung mga gun privileges natin as is. If we don't get an expansion and an improvement of the gun laws, at least ma-preserve natin in such a way na hindi siya maging mas mahirap, mas magastos for gun owners. So in this regard, our theory of victory to preserve our gun laws and to make it as is, to prevent it from being more problematic, madagdagan ng mga pahirap sa gun owners, ang theory of victory natin dito is that yung House Bill 00893 and House Bill 09718 ay hindi dapat maging batas. And I will explain what these laws or bills, what these bills are na pinasa sa House of Representatives that would have made our lives more difficult as law-abiding gun owners. Yun yung una natin na theory of victory for defensive game plan. Another theory of victory natin is ma-restore natin sana yung semi-auto rifle privileges natin na nawala beginning April 2017 up to the point nung unang Senate hearing, natanggal na yun, natanggal na yung ban na yun. Kasi yung ban na yun, guys, from PRRD, nangyari yun dahil sa Battle of Marawi. Binan nila yung mga semi-auto rifles in 5.56 and 7.62. Rifles and ammo, bawal kang bumili. So for 7 years dito sa Philippines, you couldn't buy the semi-auto rifles. Ngayon, guys, pwede na. And we know this for a fact because recently nakakuha ako ng SAM Sentinel. Yon, malaking bagay yon, at ngayon, pwede ka na ulit kumuha ng 5.56 rifles kahit na may Type 1 license ka na, guys. Kasi dati, from 2014, from 2013, 2014, nung nagsimula yung RA 10591 to 2017, so for many years, ang pwede lang magkaroon ng semi-auto rifles ay yung may Type 3 license. Ngayon, kahit Type 1 ka na lang, pwede na. Doon sa original bill natin sa RA 10591, wala naman talagang extra requirement ang 5.56 at 7.62 rifles. Dinagdag lang ng PNP yung Type 3 requirement na yon. This is something that I think they should not have done. Pero ngayon, naging Type 1 na lang siya. So kung may Type 1 license ka, pwede ka nang bumili ng kahit 5.56 na SAM Sentinel or even, for example, like this, a UDMC PVAR, okay? Or DGIS or Armscore or kahit ano man yung mga gusto mo, kahit yung mga, pa natin guys, yung mga Max Stinger na mga 5.56, malaking bagay guys na naibalik natin yung privilege natin na magkaroon ng semi-auto rifles. Now, just to be sure, let's safety check this one. Okay, just to make sure na wala siyang rounds and we can see over here, no rounds in the chamber, it is safe. Okay? So, ako guys, natutuwa ako dahil sa mga efforts natin na ibalik na natin back on August 19, back in August 19, 2024, yung privilege natin na makakuha ulit ng semi-auto rifles. Napakalaking bagay nun, guys. Okay? Napakalaking bagay nun. Kasi before that, you couldn't, if you are a civilian, guys, you couldn't get an additional 5.56 rifle. Gaya nitong UDMC na, na PVAR na to. So, okay, nagpapasalamat kasi nabawi na natin yon. And malaking bagay guys yung 5.56 at 7.62 rifles kasi alam nyo guys that these rifles allow us to train for national defense. It allows lawful gun owners to train and contribute to national defense. So pag nawala yan, and these represent the bleeding edge of our gun privileges, mas papangit ang gun privileges natin sa Philippines. Katulad din siya nung assault weapons ban nila sa US na 10 years in effect. Doon sa US, ang difference sa atin is sa US, hinintay lang nila mag-sunset yung law na yon kasi limited lang siya to 10 years bago mag-sunset. Sa atin, ginawa siya through presidential memo, memo from the office of the president. Tapos, we had to lobby and fight our way into restoring our old privileges back from RA 10591. So, hindi siya nag-sunset sa atin. We kind of lobbied to make it go away. We fought really hard for it. So, nagpapasalamat ako na nangyari yon. Nabalik na siya. So, nag-effort dyan ng katakot-takot. For example, sina Armscore, sina AFAD, sina UDMC. Napakalaking bagay na nakatulong, for example, yung mga companies na yan, lalo na sina UDMC kasi talaga sila, they specialize on semi-auto rifles, 5.56 and 7.62 by yung 51. So, malaking bagay yon at nagpapasalamat talaga ako sa efforts nila as part ng technical working group kaya na-restore yung mga privileges natin na yon. So, now let's go and talk about kung ano ba talaga yung mga iba pang bills na yon, okay? I've already talked about this in previous episodes, pero I think it's important for us to do a recap, okay? Yung unang bill na sinasabi ko, guys, okay? We're gonna talk about that bill. Yan yung House Bill 09718, okay? So, ito yung galing kay Congressman Eddie Villanueva. So, ang ginagawa nitong House Bill na to, kung ito naging law, kung naging law to, guys, nakakalungkot talaga kasi what this bill suggested was that lahat ng Type 5 license owners, malilimit lang sila sa 20 firearms maximum. If they exceed that maximum, they have to surrender all firearms in excess of 20 to the PNP ng walang compensation. So, confiscation of property to, guys. Nakaka-bad trip talaga yon, nakakalungkot yon. Biruin mo, kung Type 5 license owner ka, biglang kailangan mo i-surrender lahat ng firearms mo in excess of 20 to the PNP. Yun nga, wala nang compensation and you have to surrender it within 90 days upon implementation of the bill becoming law. Okay, so pag naging law na siya, kailangan within 90 days, i-surrender mo siya. Tapos yun nga, yung ammunition mo, 50 rounds max lang. Anything in excess of that, kailangan i-surrender mo kagad sa PNP FEO ng, again, walang compensation. So nakakalungkot yun, ano? Malamang tuwang-tuwa nun si PNP kasi mauulanin sila ng mga libreng firearms na kinuha nila through a law na ganito, ano? Na libre yung firearms, libre rin yung ammunition. So makukuha nila lahat yan ng walang compensation sa kung sino man yung may-ari. So maapektuhan talaga nito primarily yung mga Type 5 gun owners, Type 5 licensed gun owners. So nakakalungkot yon. This bill, guys, because of yung hearings natin sa House Bill 11539, these have already been laid to rest. Hindi na siya naging naging batas, okay? During the hearing, and I was there as part of the technical working group, we did tell the House that these bills are not helpful, okay, to law-abiding gun owners. This bill, specifically, itong House Bill 9718, and thankfully, nakinig sila sa atin, and wala na yan. Hindi natin magiging problema yan. So, nagpapasalamat ako sa House of Representatives natin, yan, kina Kong Acop, Kong Dan Fernandez, Kong Busita, dahil nakinig sila sa atin. Rest in peace, Congressman Acop, dahil pumanaw na po siya, no? Ako'y nalulungkot na pumanaw na po siya kasi si Congressman Acop, nakinig talaga siya sa atin dito, tumulong siya sa mga gun owners. So, God rest his soul, and I'm very happy na magandang nakinig siya sa atin to help lawful gun owners and thumbing down yung mga bagay na ganito na magpapahirap sa buhay ng mga law-abiding Filipino gun owners. The next thing that we need to talk about is yung House Bill 00893. So this was introduced by Congressman Michael Romero. So what this does is that it proposes to penalize lost or stolen firearms with a 100,000 peso penalty. Na yun nga, if the owner fails to notify the PNP FEO within 30 days from the date of discovery. Yun yung ginagawa niya na una. Yung pangalawa niyang ginagawa is it requests the PNP to implement the final amnesty within 6 months of the bill becoming law. Now, yung pangalawang bagay na yan, yung pag-implement ng firearms amnesty na yan, request din niya ng technical working group. Importante yon. So, nakatulong sana yung batas na yan. Pero yun nga, yung una niyang hinihiling, yung it penalizes gun owners. Hindi na natin kailangan yung guys kasi may penalty na po ngayon, kung hindi mo na-report yung firearms mo, yung lost or stolen firearms mo, so papahirapan niya pa yung mga bagay na yan. And ang mangyayari lang kasi dito guys, pag nangyari to, is that it will discourage the reporting of lost firearms. Tapos kawawa dito yung mga OFW na nawalan ng firearm or nanakaw yung firearm nila habang nasa ibang bansa sila. Dahil paano nila i-report yun kung nasa ibang bansa sila? Paano pag hindi nila alam na nanakaw sa kanila yon? Di pagbalik nila dito, biglang nawawala yung barrel. Tapos pag nireport nila, 100,000 pesos kagad. Kasi ang tagal nila na-report, di ba? So, obviously, hindi maganda yon. And I'm very thankful again na wala na tong bill na to. This has been shut down in the hearings ng House Bill 11539. Yon, yung two bills na yan, guys, pag yan naging batas, it would have caused problems to law-abiding gun owners. It would have made it more difficult. So, natutuwa ako that at least the objective of the technical working group or yung efforts natin did not go in vain kasi at least in this regard, na-preserve natin yung RA 10591. Hindi natin pinalusot yung mga problematic bills na magpapahirap sa mga law-abiding gun owners natin. So even though the bill was vetoed, we also, in the process of the hearings, got rid of these problematic parts ng mga bills, problematic bills na magdadagdag ng issue sa mga law-abiding gun owners. We preserved the law. And in this respect, we scored a perfect defensive victory. So in summary guys, ako yung nagpapasalamat kay Congressman Dan Fernandez, Congressman Busita, at Congressman Acop. Again, God rest his soul kasi nakinig talaga sila sa atin at ang laki ng naitulong nila para yung gun laws natin, even though hindi siya napirmahan ng presidente, ay na-preserve pa rin natin. At naibalik natin yung semi-auto rifles, guys. Ako ay natutuwa, yung semi-auto rifles kasi, guys, napaka-importante niyan. It's very important that we have semi-auto rifles para makapag-train, for example, yung mga reservists natin. And, lawful Filipino gun owners can own semi-auto rifles so that they will be more familiar with them para pag nagkaroon ng national defense scenario, mas effective tayo sa paggamit ng mga small arms na ini-issue, for example, ng AFP. Okay? So, nagpapasalamat ako sa lahat ng nag-effort. So again, nabawi na natin yung 556 by 45 and 7.62 by 51. Unfortunately, hindi pa natin guys nabawi yung 7.62 by 39. Ayaw mag-release ng PNP ng mga ganong klaseng firearms at ammunition kasi daw ginagamit ng NPA. Of course, alam na natin kung bakit yung NPA nagkaroon ng ganon karaming 7.62 by 39 dahil syempre may kinalaman din dyan yung dating PNP FEO chief, ano? So, pambihira naman. So, yun guys, nabawi na natin siya at ako'y nagpapasalamat doon kasi kung hindi dahil sa efforts at hindi dahil dyan sa mga Senate hearings na yan guys, hindi natin mababawi yung mga semi-auto rifles natin, ano? Hindi natin mababawi yung mga semi-auto rifles natin, yung privileges natin. Pero nabawi na natin ngayon. And even better guys, even better than during yung implementation ng ng original RA 10591 at yung IRR niya. Ngayon, kahit type 1, pwedeng nang magkaroon ng semi-auto rifles in 556. So, kung new gun owner ka, type 1 lang yung gusto mong license, pero gusto mo na kagad ng 556, then go! Diba? Pwede na. Dati kasi kailangan type 3. Ang type 3 na license, guys, ang mahal i-maintain yan. I've had a type 3 license ever since the start ng RA 10591. Wala pa ako nung 10 firearms, which is the limit ng type 3. Pero kumuha na ako ng type 3 noon. Pinilit nila akong kumuha ng type 3 noon kasi may 556 ako. Yun, I'm so thankful na na-accomplish natin yon. So in that regard, guys, panalo pa rin tayo. Ngayon, pwede na tayong kumuha ng maraming 556 at 762 by 51. So yung date kung kailan na-ban, na-lift yung ban ng 556 at yung mga ibang semi-auto rifles like 762 by 51, that date is August 19, 2024. Yan yung date ng unang hearing ng Technical Working Group. At na-confirm ko yan kay then PNP FEO Chief, Police Brigadier General Dilag, Erickson Dilag. So I think na malaking bagay yon. This ban has been with us since April 2017. Dahil nga kay PRRD, dineclare niya yan noong time ng Marawi. So, 7 years. It took us 7 years to lift that ban, guys. Okay? 7 years to fight our way out of that ban. So, okay pa rin yun. Compared, for example, doon sa nangyari sa US na assault weapons ban na naghintay sila ng 10 years para ma-lift yung ban. Ano? So, sa atin, lumaban talaga tayo para ma-lift yung ban na yan. So, ngayon pwede na ulit ang 556. And nagpapasalamat rin ako sa mga malalakas talaga na members ng Technical Working Group, lalong-lalo na kay Martin Tuason. God rest his soul. May rest in peace nga, Martin Tuason. Salamat sa iyong leadership at yung courage, intellectual courage. Being a part of the Technical Working Group at pinaglaban mo na mabawi or yung yung mga privileges natin. Yun nga, to fight hard. Hindi nga natin nakuha yung batas, okay? Hindi siya naging batas, na-veto yung bill, but I'm very thankful that nakatulong siya ng malaki sa Senate Bill 2895 at House Bill 11539. At syempre, nagtulong-tulong talaga lahat, pati sina UDMC, AFADS, shooters, lahat ng mga sport shooters natin, kahit AFP tumulong din sa atin, even a lot of people from PNP tumulong din talaga, no? Kasi kailangan maganda rin sa kanila yung mapadali yung mga gun laws natin. So yun. So again, guys, ako yung nagpapasalamat sa Technical Working Group, yung mga vloggers natin, sina Pistolerong Pinoy, sina Jason Antique, yan, sina Jose Rizal Adventures, Guns Pinoy. Napakalaking tulong din talaga nila sa pag-broadcast ng message sa lahat, lalo na sa inyo. Kasi guys, importante, alam niyo yung nangyayari, ano? Hindi na dapat tayo bumalik dun sa mga dating time na gumagawa ng mga batas at nagpapasa ng batas, tas tayong mga gun owners, wala tayong kamalay-malay dahil tayo yung maapektuhan na pala tayo negatively ng bagong batas na ginagawa nila. Dati wala talagang broadcast. Ngayon, alam na natin yung mga nangyayari almost in real time. So I'm very thankful because we created awareness and unity of lawful Filipino gun owners. Okay, dati we were in the dark. We didn't really know what was going on. At na-discover din natin, guys, yung resistance points ng president natin, si PBBM. This is very important, guys, kasi sa strategic negotiations, importante na alam mo yung resistance point ng kausap mo. Ngayon na nilista na niya kung ano yung mga resistance point niya, we will just implement that sa take 2 ng bill. Wala na siyang dahilan para i-veto ulit yon. Ultimately, guys, I think we should appreciate nga yung mga ganitong efforts. Ako na-appreciate ko siya kasi kita natin na ngayon yung nangyayari, for example, sa Australia, no? Nababawasan yung mga gun privileges nila kahit na wala namang kasalanan yung mga gun owners, yung mga lawful gun owners nila doon, nababawasan na lang na nababawasan. It's important, guys, that even though walang nangyayari mga ganyang incidents, lagi nating pinapalakas yung mga gun privileges natin. Hopefully someday maging gun rights siya, pero for now it's gun privileges. Dapat pinapalakas natin yung mga gun privileges natin, guys, because we never know when it will get reduced by some terrible incident. I just wanted to say all of these things, guys, because ngayon, it's a time of Christmas. I just want to express my thanks to you, our community. Maraming salamat talaga, guys, sa lahat ng suporta nyo sa PRL at sa lahat ng efforts ng Technical Working Group para magtagumpay tayo sa mga ginagawa natin. It is important, guys, lahat tayo, part tayo. Kung tutusin, lahat naman tayo part tayo ng Technical Working Group. It's not just really a few people. It just happens that we're just representing a lot of people. Pero lahat tayo, guys, member talaga tayo lahat ng Technical Working Group at lahat tayo ay nagtutulong-tulong para mapaganda yung mga gun laws natin so that the future generation of Filipinos will greatly benefit from this. Yung mga bata ngayon, pag tumanda yung mga yan, ma-appreciate nila lahat ng effort natin na i-ensure at ipaglaban na magkaroon sila ng mas magandang gun laws. Para sa kanila din to. So with that said, guys, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. In just a few days, magpa 5-year anniversary na ang Philippine Ricochet Line. This channel was founded back in January 1, 2021. So in just a few more days, 5-year anniversary na natin. Maraming salamat. Lalo-lalo na sa mga nagdo-donate sa Buy Me a Coffee, sa mga nagpadala ng regalo, may mga nagpadala ng regalo sa akin, yung mga t-shirt na yan. So maraming salamat talaga, guys. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year sa ating mga Pilipino. Maligayang Pasko at manigong bagong taon. Again, guys, I appreciate everything that we worked hard to achieve, for being a part of the community. This is my final video for the year, and I will see you all sa 2026. Paalam, guys, and I'll see you soon.